Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the first 30 here on the Funky Panther. We have got Peter Bowie, right? Bowie, am I saying that right?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Probably should have nailed that out beforehand, but he was too busy talking about Kanye and Donald Glover.
Sorry.
Again, so at least we saved the people from that. So, welcome to the first 30. Welcome to the show, Peter. Man, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Pleasure. We had Michael and Danny on a few weeks ago, almost a month ago. Almost. It was still this month. And he was talking about how great you are. So now we get to see if he's right or wrong. You know what I mean? That's what this is all about. This is a test.
Gotcha.
All the shit that we said beforehand, we're not doing any of that. We're just going to have like a full-blown test to see how this goes.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on.
Now, I've been watching your videos. We've obviously seen some of them before, but we'll talk about that here after the first 30. But we're so excited to have you on, man. You're fucking hilarious. You seem like you've got so much energy. Like you do have it, I think. Like Michael said that you've got it, and I think that he's probably right. Even though he's right there, and he probably doesn't need to hear that he's probably right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Gumption. That gumption.
So on the first 30, we just kind of talk about what we've been up to the past week or so. So in the actual episode, we'll get into you and all the good stuff. But let's just start with what you've been up to, like, say, this past week.
This is my first day off of a bender, actually.
Hey, this is helping, right?
Cheers.
Yeah.
And then we just put them right back on.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Long weekend of drinking, I guess?
Yeah, we had back-to-back events, Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday as well. And yeah, I usually tell myself I'm not going to drink too much. I don't pregame or any of that. But then when the events get going, you just got to go with it sometimes.
So what kind of events did you get into this weekend?
So Friday, we had an event at Whiskey Garden. Actually, Mary here leads our K-pop division.
Okay.
Ooh.
And she did a K-pop party at Whiskey Garden.
Okay.
That was Friday. On Saturday, we did an event with our friends from California. Mm-hmm. Oh, after the event on Friday, we had to take our friends out from California till I think they got home at like 6, 7 in the morning.
Did y'all go to Waffle House?
We did not. I actually have this crazy video of Michael. If I could plug it in.
Here we go. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
But yeah, we did that. And then we didn't eat any dinner or anything like that on Saturday. Had our biggest event, or my biggest event ever, with our friends from Rewind. And then Sunday, did the same thing again. So
Okay.
yeah.
So what are you doing with these events?
We organize them, we market them, host them, operate them.
Okay.
Pretty much everything from
drink
A to
at them.
Z. Yeah, of course. You gotta set the vibe.
Right.
You know, it's company culture.
Right.
That's right. That's where the fun's at, baby.
Exactly right.
Nice.
Come on.
So what you're saying is like, we want to work with you, right? That's the whole thing. Is because
I think we're too old to do that anymore. I know you're too fucking old
I'm
to
in
do
bed
it.
by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
10 o'clock, I'm in bed.
I got to pop in like an antacid or like acid reducer before I go drinking, because then I'll be burping like, all night. It's,
Is that something you do all the time,
I don't
Peter?
even know what that is. Acid, anti-acid.
acid? I know acid, the drug, but reflux?
He's like, I drink water. That helps.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
So we're old. We're old as fuck. We're like in our late 30s.
I wouldn't say we're old as fuck, but we're in the late 30s.
No. To him, we're old as fuck. That is a fact.
Wait, how old are you guys?
38.
Late
we're
30s.
38.
Yeah,
37?
38, yeah. 38. I know.
He just gets up and leaves. He's like,
See, I'm motherfucking
thanks for
too
putting
old
me
for
on
my
that
brand,
gray
man.
hair podcast.
I got some Metamucil here and some fucking Icy Hot for you guys. God damn, actually it sounds pretty good right now.
We should have had him guess, although it probably would have been bad. You'd been like, about 48, 52, probably.
No. Y'all look great.
Nice.
I mean,
okay.
They say that your generation is aging terribly. Our generation is aging well. So
see,
I have to agree with that.
I still feel like that what my previous thing was, I think that because his generation, a lot of them aren't drinking as much as we did. He obviously is, and he looks fantastic.
Right.
I think that the people that drink are going to live longer
Well, you
and
preserve
look better.
yourself.
Yeah. Essentially, you're just pickling yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, your organs are going to fail, but
So for all
outside,
those
you're
that
going to
are
look great.
young and not drinking, those are the ones that,
This episode sponsored by alcohol. Drink alcohol.
Hey, so what? Well, okay, we're gonna get into age. What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated 2019.
2019. Fuck. So he wasn't kidding. You did just like turn 21.
No, he didn't turn 20.
I turned
not
21 2 years ago.
So then,
Young.
bro.
Young.
Bro, I envy you. I just,
Do you?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
Are you saying you want to go back?
I want to go back.
You want to go back?
I used to be able to party from Thursday to Sunday, but I'd like get up like at 5 a.m. to go to the gym after a night of partying. I'll be straight.
If you were 21 again, though, now, would you like the party scene how it is now, or would you want it to be like how it was back then?
God, that's a...
I think that you would probably like the party scene now.
I mean...
I think you would.
I think so, because
I think
I
you'd
think
flourish over off of like 7th Street.
I think the music...
What do you like about it? What do you think?
I don't like it. I'm saying he would. I think he would.
I think the music. I think whatever they're playing, I think is better. They play hits that we had back in the day. No, you don't think so?
Come on. What? Okay, give us like a play-by-play of a night of yours, like a night from this weekend. I want to know like when you started to the end, and I want to compare it to maybe one of our nights when we were younger to see how different they actually
I want
are.
to hear about this, yes. But you said you didn't pregame.
I feel like I'm not the best example
Okay.
of like somebody that has a lot of fun because it's like I have to work
Okay.
throughout the night. But like I'm sure. Let me give you a rundown of Michael's night.
Okay, perfect.
Somebody that works and has a great time.
Sounds
all
fantastic.
the time. It'll look a little something like this. Let's start Saturday night or Friday night. Friday night we have our pool party event. You know, light little pregame, and then after that we take our friends out. I actually wasn't a part of the group because I knew they would get like this, right? These guys, like, they're crazy. He texts me the agenda. Keep in mind, it's like already like midnight. Okay, he's like, "Yo, Peter, we're gonna hit Bottle Blonde, then Komodo, then Rhodey." Bro, that's like 3 places.
It's just ice.
It's okay.
Cool,
they can't hear it on here. We can hear it, but
They do that, and then so I'm like, all right, you know what? We're gonna come at the very end. You know, you gotta be strategic a little bit.
Yeah.
Come through. Second, I get in there. I planned it out so that I would get there with only 30 minutes to spare. Right? Michael, this guy.
Nothing bad can happen in 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. 15 minutes left. I see a bottle of Clase Azul coming out.
Hell
like,
yeah.
what an idiot. Whoever ordered that is an idiot. They bring it over to Michael. Michael said, "Who else? Who else, bro?" And he starts pouring the whole bottle up. He said, "You know, if we ordered it, we have to finish it. We have to be cost efficient."
Of course.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
This guy right here, he does that all the time.
Yeah, cost efficient.
Cost efficient. You know what I mean?
And then, boom, I'm like, all right, calling it a night. I'm going home, boys. I find out that they go to afters, right? And then the next morning, we have our R&B event, and we get there for sound check. Cool. Sound check, great. During sound check, he's like, "Hey, let's go bar hopping." I'm already like, you know, something tells me like, you know, he's like, "Hey, we just got to scout out the venues, you know, like I just want to show them around." Okay, let's be cool. Each venue we go to, we're doing like 2 shots. And this dude knows everybody. Like, it's awesome. I applaud him for it. But it's the most annoying thing sometimes. You know what I mean? Every single time we're trying to leave a party, he's like, "All right, bet. Let me say bye real quick." Takes a whole lap. You know what I mean?
45 minutes later.
Yeah, takes a shot with each person, and then we leave. I'm like, all right, come on, Mr. Popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we go basically we go pregame. We're going from venue to venue. And this guy is so popular, he says bye to people he doesn't know.
Well, he does now. That's the whole thing. That's how you get to know people.
It's the shots. It's the shots. And
It's
I'm
like-
sure, I bet they're not even regular shots. I bet they're like doubles.
I think he calls it networking though.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
networking.
he
It's also a
Right.
write-off, by the way. Yeah.
Right. But it's also 1 shot per person that we meet. So then next thing you know, party hasn't even started yet. I'm buzzing. 10, 20 shots in already. And then the night starts. We have a great night. And I wish I could tell you the rest, but I don't remember.
Okay.
The good old blackout. I love it. Or
But
gray out. Gray out. I mean, you still...
what is that? What does that mean?
No, blackout, you know, well, your brain's asleep, but your body's like, all right, let's go. Let's keep drinking and do things that we're going to regret.
Well, how can you regret something if you don't know it happened?
Exactly.
Exactly.
See?
It wasn't even you.
Yeah.
I mean, mid-20s. Okay, let's think about sometimes we went out to Dallas or we went to Austin. Fort Worth really didn't have a scene in our mid-20s. Like, all we had was Vice.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona, I think, was a thing at one point.
Yeah, I used to go to Stockyards, go to Borrowed Money, Stone Canyon, Purple Gator.
PRs.
What type of music would y'all be listening to?
Yin Yang Twins.
Just specifically
Yeah,
Yin Yang
Yin
Twins.
Yang.
Was that like a racial slur? Like,
Oh, son of a bitch. No, okay.
all right.
You've heard the song Get Low? Get Low, right?
Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Brum, doom, doom. Yes, that's Yin Yang Twins.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
it's
we
Yin
are.
Yang Twins.
We did it. We figured it out.
Now, they were doing a racial slur. We weren't. We were just saying their name.
Honestly, I just didn't even think about it.
So
It's okay.
all of that music in like
He
the
doesn't see
early to
race.
mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s
Yeah.
was some of the best like club music in my opinion. Isn't it like most now like EDM and stuff, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Which I don't have any problem with. Like I'm all for
I
it.
love that shit.
But I still like that nostalgia creeps in anytime you hear like some I don't know
R. Kelly.
Lil Jon, Usher, Neo. You know what I mean?
The
That kind of
remix
stuff
to
hitting.
Ignition, baby. I mean, hot and fresh.
T-Pain.
out the
I
gate.
mean, it's so timeless. They still play it now.
They still
and,
do.
and it's the bops. Like that's the
right.
songs that's gonna
That's
get
right.
everybody crazy and in
Yep.
trouble. So
You see it in TikTok videos all the
Yeah.
time. DJ always plays like that old jam from like 20 years ago, and everybody goes fucking wild.
So we'd
Yeah.
be dancing to that, and we'd be like, "All right, I got my paycheck this week. Y'all want to get some Hypnotic?" And then we'd all just drink Hypnotic, and that was a good night.
Yeah.
And then we'd somehow get home around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
What is Hypnotic? Like, I've been trying to figure that
It's
out
like
for
a
years.
passion fruit liqueur.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's just blue.
You ever
Yeah,
had
I
that?
know. It's just blue.
Oh no,
Incredible
It depends.
Hulk.
It depends on who we're with, though, because we
Yeah.
did have friends that would be like, "Hey, I know a guy that knows a guy that can get us beer at like 3 o'clock in the morning," and then we'd go to someone's backyard, buy some like secondhand beer,
Get that bootleg beer.
and then
bootleg beer.
go to someone's place, and then just play drinking games or like
You
freestyle.
You just had
over-
to know the right convenience store, really.
Yeah.
If you knew the right convenience store, you could get
Shout out
anything you wanted.
Mitesh.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Mitesh. He lives in London now, so good for him.
yeah.
I always went to the convenience stores like on Long.
Yeah.
As soon as you crossed over into North Side,
It's the Mexican area of town.
it was
you
the
know.
first convenience store on the left hand side. You couldn't go in to buy it; you had to go through the drive through, and they wouldn't card you.
Sarah is actually on the chat. She never makes it on the chat, and she said PRs.
Yeah, I know.
I never went.
That one, PRs was not my favorite because it was a lot of country, but it was like music and cute girls, and so you would go to.
That's what I was
PRs.
there for, and then they would be, and it would let you in
a
for
lot of
like
country.
at 19. You could go in at 19 years old, 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Lots of fights. There's lots of fights
They
there.
would like try to make it to where everyone's happy, so they'd play like 5 country songs and then 2 rap songs, and then you could tell like half the floor stops and then half of the floor starts. It was like this whole thing.
They're
I don't-
trying
they don't
to
really
divide
do-
everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They just wanted to
And they
fight.
wonder why fights happen.
Right.
That's my sister. Quit touching her. If anybody's going to have sex with my sister, it's going to be me. Shout out to the hillbillies out there. No,
Shout out to the stockyard,
bro. Like seriously, the way if we went out of town to go party, we'd go to Austin. We'd have the guy that would be driving, which we normally shout out Mike the Bike. But we would go to QT, you know, and get those big old fucking cups. We'd fill over half of it with like coconut rum, and the rest with Coke. You know, and
That
just-
was y'all's version of white girl wasted.
Yeah,
back then?
yeah.
the statute of limitations are over now.
Except we
so
would play
it's
this little
fine.
game called the mile marker
Oh,
game.
fuck yeah.
The
Where
mile
we
marker.
would every time we would pass a mile marker, you have to take a sip. So it's
while y'all are
170
driving.
miles
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to Austin. And so we probably get about halfway, right? And then we'd start playing the game. And by the time we get to Austin, we are ready to party.
We're fucked up,
And we're always
you know?
getting hotels like right on like, what was it, 6th?
Yeah.
Right? Dirty 6th. And we did that once a month for a long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I mean, Fort Worth didn't have what we got now.
No. So, all right.
Girl wasted.
We got on a whole ass tangent here.
Okay. So, Chad, what you had some stuff going on this past weekend? This past week, right?
I actually not quite a bender. It wasn't quite as fun as your weekend, but I did get out. Went out to Rusty Nickel to watch the Mavs play Friday night. That was a good time. Dustin met up. Shout out to Dustin. And then I guess Saturday we went out and did some stuff too. Jesus was playing music over at TX Whiskey, so got to see him a little bit, and then watched the Stars game that night, hopping around different places, and went to Fort Worth Roots
at
Andrew's
McFly's
thing at McFly's, and got to see Doc Rock perform. Did a great job. And then we had the big ass crawfish boil on Sunday, so I mean that was a great time. Thanks to everybody that showed up. We had so much food. It was, I don't know, it was the best crawfish I think we've made so far.
I think so too.
I mean, they were like live ones. They were huge. People keep talking about a shit season. I don't know. Maybe it's because we're on the end part of the season, but we got some good.
They said
crawfish.
towards the end of the season we should see. We'd see
They
a good
were fucking
amount.
expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, for the 30-pound bag, I want to say it's like $120.
Where'd y'all get y'all's crawfish from?
HEB. HEB. So I have gotten it from all over the place, and HEB seems to be the most like consistent year over year. And then this year, they were so fucking expensive. I was like, all right, they better be good. I found like 5 dead ones in the entire 30-pound bag. Like and they were huge. They were like lobsters.
Yeah.
And yeah, they taste great. It was fantastic.
You a crawfish man?
I love crawfish.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
my bread and butter, like my favorite.
Yeah.
I had a crawfish boil not too long ago as well.
What's your favorite part about other than the crawfish?
The tail.
Are you?
No, that is the right answer. That was just a stupid
What's your
fucking
favorite?
question.
What's your favorite part of the crawfish?
No.
Other than the crawfish.
Big fan of that ass. You know what I mean?
Are you a head sucker? No Diddy?
Nah, I'm just more like a tail kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I had to ask, man. Everybody's different, man. I can't do that.
No.
Did you say head sucker, no
Diddy,
Diddy?
yeah.
Yeah. You got to, baby.
Hey, he's
Pause.
hip.
Are
He's
you
hip.
are you into the whole are you into the whole like Viet Cajun fusion stuff? Have
I think it's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been
Like
talking up
saucy.
down in Houston. They've got some.
There's a place called Crawfish and Noodle that is just phenomenal. And I try to recreate it because they do this like butter, white wine, cilantro, lemongrass seasoning mix. And so I did the same thing on Sunday, and you just kind of like toss the crawfish a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So oh, fuck, it was so good.
I really want to go to Houston and try this place out. That's the only reason why I want to go down to
Just
Houston.
keep in
is just
mind,
that.
mine was just as good, so
Yeah.
it wasn't. But it was close. It's
All right,
like kind of
all
gives
right.
you that taste.
Crawfish Cafe. Y'all gotta have
Crawfish
it.
Cafe.
Where's that
Best
at?
crawfish you'll ever have in Houston.
Really?
So Houston-
Okay.
Yeah, and it's in this like kind of like I don't want to say ghetto, but like
Is
it's
it
like
is it in the ward?
It's in like a mall.
No, it's in the mall.
Okay.
like a kind of rundown mall, but
Yeah.
the best crawfish you'll ever have.
Bro, the best food spots are in like little shacks like that. though.
Yeah.
You see that in New
Exactly
Orleans
right.
also. You know, they got them old ladies who were there during Katrina and they stayed and they're still cooking all that
Oh yeah.
good like gumbo, like seafood, all that shit.
Mm.
I love it. Can't get enough of it. Even the damn boils that they do, like at the Crawling Crab over there near Hewlin. Like I fuck with that shit.
I haven't tried with any of those places. Like any of the
Crab spots?
crab spots around.
They
here.
keep popping up,
Yeah.
like the Crab Trap, and I don't know. There's one up on Saginaw, Maine, by my place.
There's one
now.
right
I
off
need to
of
check
in
it out.
Stockyards too.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I think it's like the Drunken Crab or something.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
I don't know. Man, my weekend was busy.
Yeah, tell me all about it.
I worked. So if you don't know this. My day job is I work for an ambulance service here in Fort Worth, and so we were contracted to work for UBW. So I was down there dealing with all the craziness at the rave, and I got to catch Alice in Wonderland's set, which
Fuck yeah.
it was phenomenal. It was really
Nice.
good. I was back behind the stage. I was
Did
pulling
you save
people
any
out.
lives? Because I don't know
Yeah.
if you're the reason that people were dying or what. Because there was people dying.
Yeah, they had one. So one officially died. So that's unfortunate.
Damn.
It's better than previous years. That's better than previous years.
I mean, I guess it's a numbers game,
Did
but
you
it
just
is a
laugh
life.
at somebody dying?
No,
he's
he
just
said
like
it's like better than previous years.
better than previous
Right,
years.
right.
Like that's the response.
No, but man, I was carrying people out of the crowd. I look like a real hero. I had people over my shoulders, walking them out. Like
It's all about perception,
yeah.
baby.
I was like flexing on them.
You missed
Get
one.
out there, get on the stage. You know. No, it truly was. It was actually a good event. We had a lot of good people working with me, and then I got to see all the sets and stuff. And so, I mean, everybody did a phenomenal job. I didn't realize how hot, like they had flames, man, shooting up and all that,
Man.
And so I was walking like in between the barrier and the stage to get somebody over the barricade, and they lit off that flame. Dude, I thought the back of my head caught on fire, man. It was so hot. But yeah, I did that Saturday, Sunday.
It was already hotter than hell on Saturday.
Dude, it was bad.
So I was already thinking, like, man, if someone doesn't like pass from like heat exhaustion, obviously the drugs and stuff like that, but the mix between the
I think it
two,
was
like, how are
yeah.
you keeping people hydrated on that shit?
Dude,
Like that's
well,
crazy.
I will say that one thing that Disco Donnie, who does like the big productions for that, the one thing they do absolutely do the best is they have watering stations. So like they give out free water.
Nice.
Tacos and Tequila, which happened like the week before, no free water. It was like $5 for a bottle of water, or you can pay $10 and get you a margarita. So
you might as well drink the
Yeah,
margarita.
drink the margarita,
and continue
right?
to get dehydrated.
right.
Hell yeah.
Sunday did the crawfish boil. I was only there for a couple hours. Had a concert that night. Went out to Deep Ellum. Went to the Factory to see a bunch of hardcore bands. Had a good time there. Got rowdy. It
Nice.
was fun. Came home. Had Monday off. Just
chill?
Just chilled. Mowed the
After
yard.
a
you know.
long day of doing things.
Yeah, cooked some burgers, some hot dogs. You know, fed my parents. That kind of thing. Not too crazy. We didn't get too crazy this weekend.
Nice.
It's a real chill. I'm like the dad, man. I'm
starting to get that.
yeah. I'm like
These two are definitely the childish ones.
a good day is going to Home Depot and buying some stuff and working on whatever. Yeah.
Maybe Hobby Lobby if he has time.
If I have
You know what
time,
mean?
you
You,
know.
you never know.
Maybe
I never have
paint a
time though.
fence.
I never have time. Yeah. But that was my weekend.
Javier, what about you, man?
Oh, just a long week. I wasn't here last week, so thanks for helping with that.
Dustin held it down for you, man.
Yeah,
Long
man.
hair don't care.
Good stuff. We just chilled, man. We didn't do nothing. We went looking for a kitten, a couple shelters, and PetSmart. So we just did that. You a pet guy?
Nah, I've never had a dog
No?
or anything like that.
Like nothing?
Nothing.
God damn.
Nah.
This guy's too busy.
I'm actually kind of terrified of dogs. But
Really?
Are you really?
I've recently gotten over it.
Okay.
Like I'm starting to warm up a little bit, learn to like pet dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm still like,
I will say I noticed that when you came in the door earlier and the dog came out, you kind of like you're about to like,
I was
am I
trying
gonna
my
punch this
best.
dog? But I did notice the jump back, like you were ready for it.
yeah, they're just animals are just so unpredictable.
They are. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But no, just chill. It's been chill. It's been a chill couple weeks. We were in New Orleans a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. What else?
I feel like you're still resting and catching up from New Orleans, and then probably all the storms got you busy with
yeah,
work.
man, it's been fucking crazy. Work's starting to pick up. A lot of hail the past 2 days. So, we're just getting all them claims up. And, dude, last year was our best year in like 30 years that we've been open. But hoping it'd be like that this year, man. Everybody
Yeah.
was... We made good
Yeah, I
money, man.
hope people's shit gets fucked
Hope
up and
everybody-
they all come to Javier.
Hey, man, fuck it, man. It's money, right? It's all about money, baby.
I'll tell you what, though.
I'm still
you wanna
offering.
take care of your vehicle and get the insurance to take care of it. Go see Javier. He'll make sure that
I'm
you're taken care
I'm
of.
still trying. I'm still offer. I'll go out and hit golf balls at cars.
No. This is what you do. This is what you
I'm
do.
not opposed to that.
You get a wet chamois, right? You put a golf ball in it, and then you hit the cars. Because if you hit it with the golf ball,
It leaves.
it leaves a
dimples?
mark. It leaves a mark.
Leaves a
So
mark.
you just got to do that. If you're going to commit
Man, I was
insurance
gonna
fraud,
just practice my short game and sit there and chip golf balls.
I mean, yeah,
Ain't gonna work.
that don't
Yeah.
that don't hurt either. But yeah, it was pretty chill. Just work and life, and that's it. Just living, baby. Trying to get this life going. So yeah, man.
Trying to get this life going.
That's right. We're here. We're here, ain't we? We
Do
got
you
to
feel
live
like we
it.
need to dive into that at all, or no? We just
Let's get into it.
How do you?
Well, how are you going to start your life now? Tell us.
You just
You
got
need
to
that
live it
life
like
going.
you got to live it like there's no tomorrow, but
Okay.
not black out and drive because that's bad. Can't
When
do
did
that.
you?
Have you tried that?
Oh, dude? Ooh.
Ooh.
Back in the day, not recently. I used to do that all the time during the Super Bowl. That was the perfect time to drive drunk.
He actually didn't.
Who?
I'm just speaking on your behalf. You actually did never. You never did any of this.
I never
stuff.
did any of this stuff, but like there was ice on the roads, so like you're like instead of swerving, it's because you're like it's the ice.
That's actually accurate. You're not going to get pulled over. If there's ice on the road, you get as fucked up as you want. No one's going to pull you over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's just fun. at
we
that
don't
point.
condone.
Don't
this,
do
kids.
that. Don't do any of that. Actually, but
Unless you want to,
Yeah.
but just don't bring it back to us. Like, we didn't tell you to.
Also, drinking helps a lot too. So that's drinking and
You were talking about, like, making
edibles.
life better again?
Yeah, that's drinking,
Dude,
duh.
edibles.
Edibles are the shit. Are you an edible
Just
man?
the way to go.
Do you like edibles?
I am an edible guy.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
Wait.
my manager just gave me a
Oh.
look. Edibles? Disgusting. Oh,
I was
my gosh.
talking about like
THC? Disgusting.
Oh, we were just
Never.
talking about
Worst.
lifesaver gummies.
Never.
Those kind of edibles.
I will say that the federal government actually did something good recently, right? for once.
Tell us about the
I'm
Fed.
gonna tell you real quick. They dropped the classification of THC down to a Schedule 3 narcotic. So that means that they have admitted that it actually has benefits.
Yeah.
Because it went from a Schedule 1, which means no benefits. And it even dropped below the Schedule 2, which is like Adderall and all that stuff. So it's like on the same level as some like minor pain medicine and things like that.
Oh,
So
then I love edibles. Yeah.
dude, it's
It's the best.
they're actually it's making progress. Pretty soon they're gonna be able to use it for treating patients and stuff across all the world.
It treated me yesterday. I started at like noon.
Did you?
I was like, it's Memorial Day and I have nothing going on. It's been a long weekend.
Well, from what I've seen, my boy here smokes greens, so he just like roll.
Here we go.
Yeah,
rolls it up.
we were going to get into that later in the episode, but
I think we were actually told by the manager we can't bring that up at all. Is that correct? We just
You
gotta
can bring it
cut-
up. You can bring it up.
how did your parents not kill you? That's what I've been trying to figure out.
Hold
I've
on,
watched
do we
your
want to get
videos.
into this on the actual?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into it.
Let's get into it.
We'll table
First,
that right now.
Okay.
Since
All
we're
right.
just-
We'll take a step back.
Yeah. Would you like a fresh? You like to get?
You know, I thought you would never ask.
Oh right.
Yeah,
yes.
let's refill them.
I was about to ask if you want to top off, but
hop
that
on
sounds
into
terrible.
the.
yeah,
can't
I
say
would
that.
love it for you to top
Are
me
you
off.
good with this one,
I slacked off this time.
Javier? It's right here. Oh, you're getting more ice. Yeah.
I slacked off this time. I didn't make a song for Peter.
You make a song.
Yeah,
Make songs.
Well, so I've been using AI a lot. I've just embraced it.
Right.
And you can make songs and stuff, but I couldn't find enough information about you on the internet.
Thank
I
God.
could find videos. I found you on Huddle. I guess back when you were a football star,
Oh, God.
Martin High School.
That's there?
Yeah, man. Dude. Your picture. You're going hard in that picture. You got that face. You got that look,
Was that a mug shot?
Are you sure it's me?
dude. Did you go to Martin High School?
Yourself, there's
I
like
did
a
go to
black
Martin
and
High
white
School.
All right.
picture
All
of
right,
you. It looks
got
like a
me.
mug shot.
It was definitely
There's
me.
a picture of you in a football in a football jersey, just like mean mugging the camera. So
I thought I was so hard, man. At the time, I thought that was.
I mean, if you go to Martin, you kind of have to be. It's not as bad as Juan Seguin though.
no, it's very. It was an awesome.
Seguin High
place,
School is
yeah.
pretty bad.
Seguin
but-
is awful. Yeah, but Martin's football program was probably like
Yeah.
shaped my entire life.
Really?
Like, honestly.
Made you the man that you are today. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. They ran that like an academy. Like I don't think I've ever seen any other school that preached. I don't know, like every day it was like a military. They would say like, "Hey, why are we here? Passion, commitment, loyalty." And at the time, you're like, "Ah, this is so corny." But then when they kind of like throw you out into life, and you're like, it kind of comes down to passion, commitment, loyalty, and it's just kind of ingrained into my head. It's like I don't really play football or anything like that, and I was never really good at football. But the way that that their program was ran, I feel like that's kind of like something I carry on.
So
with me.
shout out to Peter's coaches. I mean,
Yeah.
they must have done something right?
Coach Sharon, Coach Wager,
It's crazy.
all of y'all.
You think football is just football, but I guess not, right? Like you got all these different things
never.
that you learn from it, right? You got to pull away what you got to.
No,
pull
I had
away
a
from
coach that just threw clipboards.
it. Yeah, most of the Cowsbury coaches just like yell
And fought kids. It was weird.
and got fired for fighting kids. It was a whole different thing that we had.
They also
going on.
made kids fight each other. They
put
had this
money
whole,
on it.
They had this whole Fight Club thing
It was
going on.
A whole thing.
All right, so should we get into it now?
Let's
do it.
Get into it. Get in here. We got to start the show. We got to start the show.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas, we have got a hell of a show for you here on episode 175. Every time.
Hooray!
Every
Come
time.
on, man. It's been like a-
You'd think that you,
Bro,
like...
Come
there it
on,
is.
man.
I'm
Shit.
sorry. I was reading the.
Am I missing
the,
something? What's going on?
We usually
gotta
have
have the
kids.
kids.
Like you have kids cheering.
Like,
Oh, come on, man.
see, yeah.
There they are.
We have got a phenomenal
Busy.
guest here tonight. Peter Bowie is here in the building. You want to say hi?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
We have got the TikTok star, Instagram famous, motherfucker got videos all over the place here.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about him and all the things that and other that he's got going on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's get into it. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
We are
The Funky Panther.
Man, it's smooth again.
I felt so left out just now, y'all.
It's okay.
Like, y'all did not tell me that was a part of the intro.
So it's usually us, but unless you're Michael and Danny, and they're like, no, include us. We want to be included now. And so we're like, okay. So we had to do it again. So at the end, we'll include you.
We will
Because-
Definitely want to be included, y'all. Like,
I like that vibe, though. It's like, if you're going to do it, I want to fucking do it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Get me involved. I like it.
The thing is that coming up with that took us like 5 or 6 takes the first time we ever did a podcast.
Why? That doesn't make... So we did so many bad podcasts before we finally put out our first episode. Not that it's great.
And then we did so many bad ones after that.
The first ones were so bad. We would just yell, monkey banter, and that was it. That was the whole thing. So we eventually got to this thing, you know?
It took a bit. It took a
yeah,
bit.
building up the chemistry.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Building up the brand. That's, you know.
Exactly right.
So, like, speaking of brands, let's get into you. I mean, this you're here. You're from Cali, right?
I'm from here.
You're from here?
Yeah, I was from
He
here.
just said that a little bit ago. Like,
I was getting him drinks. I wasn't paying attention.
I was born in Arlington, born and raised in Arlington, but I worked in Fort Worth. My family business was always in Fort Worth.
No shit.
Yeah.
Where?
Off Eastwood.
Okay.
So it was called Ocean's Mini Mart. And that was like my family business for a really, really long time. From the time I was born to maybe when I was like 10, 11. I was like that little Asian kid working the cash register.
Man, I know that feeling, man.
Newports and,
That's
you know,
crazy. Yeah.
nice.
So that work ethic, like, I mean, did that currently what you're doing right now? You're doing really great on TikTok, doing really great with promoting yourself and your brand, and also what you have going on with Ampersand. Like all that stuff. That hat is pretty sick, by the way.
For sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
So
it's actually my favorite hat as well. I don't
It's a
know
good
why.
looking hat.
it's pretty badass. I wish my big ass head could fit in a hat like that. But
Yeah.
So let's go back to kind of, you know, after the family stuff. And when did you start getting into making content and videos and things like that? Because that's kind of what jump-started the rest of it. Am I wrong? Or
No, for sure,
Okay.
for sure. I think my first viral moment was actually on Twitter.
Okay.
My senior year of high school, I did a graduation speech. And I was stupid, man. I was so stupid. I don't know. I was like quoting rappers and like hitting on girls in the crowd. I was just having a blast. And basically it went viral on Twitter. And
So this is live at a high school graduation.
yeah,
So-
I gave like the commencement speech.
Okay.
And I just had a blast with it. You know what I mean?
Did
Like,
they choose you, or you're like, I really need to do this?
They chose me.
Okay.
So I was a student body president.
Okay.
So then at the end of the year for graduation, whoever the student body president is gives like a intro speech or something like that.
Okay.
And I was just talking, and it went viral. And I think after that, I was like, is it that easy to go viral? You know what I mean? Like, I thought you'd have to be like a more special person. You know what I mean? I thought you'd have to look this way, be so charismatic, whatever. But like when I just posted a video, went viral. I was like, oh, like these people aren't untouchable. It
Yeah.
is possible.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been anybody.
yeah.
But it just happened to be me. So I was like, and the fact was that I didn't really put as much effort as I should have. You know what I mean? Not that I'm not grateful that it went viral, but I was like, I could do way better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then from then on, I was like, all right, let me try this again. And I tried taking on, I think at that time it was my freshman year of college. And I was trying to do TikTok because I was just trying to prove that I can do it. And I went about it all the wrong ways because I was like, you know what? I think the point of social media, if I could go viral without trying, let me try harder. So I started trying. I went to thirst trapping like I was thirst trapping, doing trends. I was doing everything that I could to go viral, but it just didn't work. And then in the end, I was like starting to give up. And you know what I did? I just went on my Snapchat memories, and I just started posting old Snapchats that I made, and it just went crazy.
That's wild.
And I feel like that's kind of when I realized like social media or just anything in general, it rewards authenticity.
Yeah.
And it's like females, you know what I mean? Like if you want females, you're not gonna get it. You know what I mean? You want money, you're not gonna get it. And so it's like if you're in it for the wrong reasons, all you want is the clout. You just want this. Like you may get a little bit. You know, I was like, I did this thing. That's kind of an ick. But y'all know what icks are, by the way?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah,
What's that one
y'all
thing
are
going
hip.
on?
Y'all are so hip.
I know.
What's the thing
it.
going on right now?
Ew, brother.
Ew.
I'm still trying to figure out this Sigma and all that stuff that's happening.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If you missed the first 30 and you're listening to us on the podcast, just keep in mind Peter's considerably younger than we are. So this kind of question might come up a lot in the podcast. So, sorry, continue.
For sure. What was I saying? Oh,
Ick.
You're saying ick, yeah.
And we all know what it means.
I was like following and unfollowing people and like just trying to get followers the wrong way.
Yeah.
It just came down to like make good content, be yourself, and you know the people who blow up, they probably didn't start it to blow up. They were probably just in it because that's who they are, and they got rewarded for it. You know, so yeah. So then I started doing that, just posting, making videos with my family, just basically documenting my life. And people loved it. Yeah.
Dude, okay, so that brings me in the first 30 I asked, how's your parents not killed you yet? Because my favorite video that I stumbled across was you dumping the water on your head, and I think that was your dad or somebody spraying, like he was holding
That was my dad. Yeah.
and
yeah,
it sprays your mom.
yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, that and the salt prank.
With the soup.
Yeah,
or whatever.
those two just cracked me up, and I'm like, if I did something like that,
Poor family, man.
I think my mom would have killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what it is whatever y'all see on camera, I've done 10 times worse. 10 times worse off camera. Like, I think I've primed them for these moments this. Like, you think that they're going to get mad at this whole spring roll video? What do you think I've got caught doing before the spring roll video?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, when they see me making little videos like this, they're like, it's so cute. Like, he's just doing his little TikTok thing, you know? Like, we've seen way worse. But
They're like, he's at it again.
But you still get swatted from time to time.
yeah, all the time. And my parents also like very supportive.
That's awesome.
I mean, not always, but I kind of forced them to be supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can talk about it, what's that one thing that they didn't support? Like, I mean, as for video idea, like, hold on.
I think
Because they're all funny. I mean, they're all like, I mean, the ones where you've been rolling, like that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, and you were like hiding and like let the damn
it
rap.
was spring roll, right?
Yeah.
well, my dad's the president of a Catholic Vietnamese church, right?
Yeah.
The most love y'all, by the way. But the most judging community there is like ever. Like growing up in that community is just like tough. And he's like, this is what you want to put out in the world, Peter. Like, is this what you really want to be known for? And I was just like, Dad, like, you just gotta trust me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just controversial. It's just gonna build up hype, but it's all strategic. Like, people are gonna forget about it.
Yeah.
People still haven't forgot about it. But trust the plan. Eventually, it's gonna work out. And I just always tell him that when he's like, "Yo, I'm not in the mood to film this right now," or my mom's like, "Yo, I don't want to do this." I'm like, "Just trust me. Like, just trust me." And they end up doing it.
Yeah.
And then that video ends up, I think Michael told us, on Ridiculousness, right? On Rob
Yeah.
Dyrdek's MTV show, Ridiculousness.
Yeah, they
That's
reached out to us
crazy.
to license the video, and I was like,
That's wild.
I feel like your parents, well, just your family in general, are just as much of stars as you are in that. Like, they are.
"Oh, more, way
Yeah.
more, way more."
And okay, filming inside of a hospital too. I mean, I'm just dude,
yeah.
this guy has no, like, it's just like, man, content.
What was
content.
the caption was
This is
like
gonna be
recording
great.
at the worst times or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that was, I don't know. I couldn't. I've done that before. My dad thought he had a heart attack, and I was like, "Look at this little baby! Look at this baby. He thinks he's having a heart attack, and he's laying down with these fucking diodes on him." So I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Okay."
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I'm like the least star player out of my entire family. Like not even trying to be humble, but if you just sat down and had a conversation with them, you realize I'm the least funny, the least talented, like the least smart, the least hard work. Like, these guys are stars. They just don't have a platform. You know what I
So
mean?
what we need to do is we need to get a Kickstarter or something like that, and start pushing. Like, we need a reality show.
Oh,
they
damn.
would
his-
crush it,
Bro,
I
like,
promise you, they would crush it.
Like those looks, man, those little side glances they give you, man. I think that's some of the funniest parts of the video.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just because it takes me back too. Because I feel like Hispanics and Asians kind of like the way they were brought up is kind of the same. Like they expect a lot from us, but like growing up, I was a fool, man. I was a fool.
Right.
I was doing dumb shit.
I can confirm.
Yeah,
that.
you can confirm that. I threw was throwing like bus seats out windows. I was doing dumb shit. But like I know that feeling, and like the way like my mom I'll say, "Hey, hail Satan," and we're Catholic too.
Why would you say that?
And I know, but I would
get a
do
rise
that.
out of her.
But I would do that with my nephew. He was at the time like 3 or 4 years old. I'm like, oh, like Satanas, like and my mom would be like, quit saying that stuff, stupid. And like I just like lived to just make her kind of like yell at me and hit me. So
You know what's so crazy though is if you just had the courage to post that online, you would inspire so many kids to like, hey, like
Hail Satan.
I want to say, yeah, or I just
Or
want.
not.
I have the courage to mess with my mom,
Right.
and like push the boundaries a little bit. So I get a lot of messages from like kids, like, yo, like Peter, bro, like you really taught me to like mess with my parents. Like they're not as scary as I thought it was. Like especially all that fear that they instill in you as a kid.
absolutely,
Like they think that's what they're supposed to do, but they don't realize that when you get older, that fear kind of carries on. You know what I mean? So it's like as kids get older, even a lot of my friends, like my friend Bachi, he's like, yo, I cussed in front of my mom the other day.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she just laughed it off. And it's just like, I feel like little things like that, like that's all I'm doing. I'm just showing the world like, hey, like y'all can mess with them. Like they're human just like y'all. They ain't that bad.
Like you are absolutely 100% correct, because like you said, like growing up, I remember like I tell the story to my friends sometimes where I'm like, my mom's yelling at me and she's turning around, walking away, and I'm like, like, fuck you, mom. But there's a mirror and she sees me do that and she just looks and turns right around. I run to the room, lock it, bro. But like now, like doing that kind of stuff with my mom, like it's cool because she will hit me, she'll slap me, but like it's all in fun, it's all in love, so I love that.
Could you imagine if that was caught on camera though?
Oh my God, that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd make that video now. Like being a 38-year-old man.
It'd still run from your mom.
But you're right though, man, because like the support now I have for my mom, my mom mostly because, she raised me. Well, my dad, both of them. But shout out to my dad too.
She's caring though.
But yeah. So she like, now it's like, it's always like, oh, are you hungry? Like, what do you want? Like, I'll bring you some corn in the cup. Like, are y'all okay? Like, what can I do for you? But even like joking around too, like I'll do anything for my mom, anything.
Tight.
But like that fear, younger me, it went away as soon as I grew up. Like you're saying, man.
Yeah.
You got to look at it like that now.
But there's a lot of people where that fear just never goes away.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's like why you should put that out there. That's why you should tell people about it.
There is a stark difference. There is a stark difference between like white families versus like Hispanic and Asian families and stuff like that, and the dynamic with like the parents and everything.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff I could get away with like saying to my mom that I know for a fact if he was when we were teenagers, if he said the same thing I said to my mom, to his mom, Javier wouldn't exist. That'd just be the end of it.
What would you say? Like,
Well, I mean, it was, just like yelling back at you, just that general talk back, right?
Just
like,
racist shit. He's like, oh
my God.
go eat
Mom.
Go eat a beef burrito.
Wow.
My mom's white. Why would I
Oh,
say that to
no,
her?
I mean, like-
Not to your mom.
Because she might like bean burritos. Why wouldn't she?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you, Tim?
What's wrong with
Maybe she
Anyone
likes
can like bean
Maybe she likes
burritos.
a little bit of Latin flavor.
Just that general like talking back, right? Like that quote unquote disrespect or whatever. But watching like my Hispanic friends growing up, and if they said something like that, it was like straight up, we're gonna get smacked right then and there.
I guess it's all kind of different because like I feel like you mentioned kind of prime your parents a little bit. Like you do awful things, and then the things that you do on video are not quite as bad. Right. Like I was raised by my mom, who's a single mom until I was a teenager, and so I would do some wild stuff because I didn't know. Like going to the grocery store and like yell because there's no one on our aisle. And I'd be like, stop hitting me, Mom. And then we'd come around the other aisle and everyone's looking at us. And she's just like, he was joking. And I'm just smiling like I'm a little idiot. But like, little things like that to get to the point where we can have crawfish boils with 30 people, everyone talking shit and getting crazy. And she's just like normal now. But like, I don't know. It is different. It is different.
Yeah, I had to ease
up.
into like the drinking around my parents. Because growing up, they didn't drink. It was like, grew up in a really religious household, didn't drink. that was a big no-no. And now my mom will, have a couple glasses of wine. I'm just like, yeah.
Your parents drink or do anything?
My mom doesn't drink
No.
at all, but my dad, that man could drink.
Yeah.
For sure.
He enjoys himself.
Oh, he enjoys himself.
He's a man of
Yeah.
leisure, that one.
Very
Actually,
good.
I seen my mom drink one time, and it was frightening. Like, all right, so basically, I was drinking in front of her, and usually she's like, hey, like, control yourself, especially when I'm around, please. But that day, like, all the boys are around.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, come on, like, they're all hyping me up. They see my mom sitting across from me, and they're like, slam it back. Like, if you don't slam it back, like, you're a pussy, bro. Oh, my God. I'm like, all right, whatever. So we start drinking aggressively. My mom looks at me in my eyes. For every shot you take, I'm going to slam one, too. Let's see how you feel about it.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I thought she was bluffing, bro. Like, I thought she was bluffing. All right, take one to the head. She looks me in my eyes, takes one to the head. And I was like, okay, like, if she takes one more, she's going to die. Like, this woman turns purple. Like,
Oh,
literally.
God.
Like, my brother and my sister got the same genes as her. They'll get so red. And I'm like, yo, like, if this, like, she's like 4'10" with heels on. You know what I mean? She's a little lady. She does that 2 more times.
Oh, wow.
And just looks at me in the eye every time. And I'm just like,
Bro.
you know what? I'm done. Yeah. It was fun.
That's one way to stop you.
You prove your
right?
point, Mom.
Yeah, for sure. It was,
Stop.
Our friend Chase did the same thing with his mom.
What?
Did that shot for shot with Jameson.
Yeah, but
Maria
can drink him under the table.
Maria's a
though.
different breed.
She's better than him
She's
in
a
most
good.
ways.
She's a good lady. That one.
All right.
hey, yo. To Maria.
To Maria.
Hey, to Maria. Wee, wee, wee. All right. She's a police officer.
Even better.
To Maria.
So videos, content starts taking off. It's organic, it's real, and so that's why it works. Not because you're thirst trap videos, which I guess we need to just keep scrolling and find those eventually. Maybe.
Please
someday.
don't. Please don't. Please.
Is your graduation commencement thing still on like Twitter or somewhere out there?
It should be somewhere out
Yeah.
there. The full video's on YouTube
Okay,
somewhere.
I'm curious. So videos are going. What is it? What years? Like what? How long? ago was this?
2019, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what goes on from there?
I have this.
On the mic.
Oh, sorry. I move away to college, away from my family for the first time, and I went to St. Mary's University, a private school, full ride for pre-med. You know, so I thought that my life was made out for me at this point. I'm like, there's really nothing else that I have to do, but I really don't know what kind of triggered it, but I got the worst case of like imposter syndrome. Like, I do not deserve to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I would get FaceTime calls from my parents, and my dad, humble man, but he fried chicken for like from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day for the last like 20, 30 years of his life. And he would FaceTime me every day, and I'd be at a private school, man. Like, life was so great. I don't know how to describe it, but life was so great. I had a girlfriend. I had my own place. Everything was paid for. I didn't have to work. And like food, like they would make my omelets in the morning, make custom pasta. Like, it was that type of private school.
God, dog.
Yeah, my life was just made for me. And each time I'd call and check up on my parents, my dad would be like frying chicken. And my sister, my mom, I won't get into it, but there was a lot of family issues. And my dad would lie to me about it. Yeah. And he would just be like, oh, everything is great. Everything is great. But then my sister would tell me another story. So then I was like, I really can't keep doing this. Because I know my dad just wanted me to kind of like weather the storm. It's like, hey, bro, like, you could be a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about us. Just go be a doctor and like live your dream. But then it just made me kind of think, like, is this really what I want for myself, or is this me living my dad's dream?
Yeah.
Right. So then at that time, COVID happened, and then it gave me an excuse to go home. And then I was like, man, like, God works in wondrous ways. Like, it gave me an excuse not to drop out of school and go home at the same time. But then when I went home, I was able to kind of like see where I fit into my life at home, and like kind of see what it is I like and what I don't like. And then I dropped out, because I realized that my whole life, my dad was always trying to push me away from entrepreneurship, right? So it's like, he just didn't want that life for me. Now 3 years in, I get why he doesn't want that life for me. Like this shit is hard, man. And there's no guarantees. And I understand 100% why you should take the safe path. If you have the talent, you have the patience to stay in school, I understand why you should stay in. Like, this is not something I would wish on anybody. Yeah. But, I decided to pursue it. I moved to Oklahoma for summer to do like door-to-door sales. I was listening to a lot of podcasts. I don't know if y'all listen to other people's podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was listening to Andy Frisella or like.
I follow him. Yeah,
any of those guys, any of those big entrepreneurs, they're always like, yo, like, get your sales together. Like, if you can't communicate thoroughly with people, look at people in the eye, negotiate confidently, you should probably go work on that. So then I moved to Oklahoma and pursued door-to-door in the middle of COVID. It was awful, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Imagine the Asian guy during COVID knocking on some Asian doors.
With masks on. Everyone's wearing masks, I'm sure.
You sound like a glutton for punishment, man.
Man, I actually do kind of seek that out. I
kinda
realized
like that,
about
right?
myself.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Yeah, I wrote that on my whiteboard last week. I said, a man in chaos is chaos first. And I realized that's like, it's me. Like, it's the second I feel like my life is starting to stabilize, I find some sort of way to fuck it up. Like, as soon as I'm like, okay, my time is freeing up, maybe I'm starting to show up early, I'm going to the gym on time, I'm having lunch with Michael, whatever. It's like, let me fuck this up somehow. Let me say yes to a project I probably shouldn't say yes to and throw myself right back in the fire. And it's like, I think I've kind of learned to accept that.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? Diamonds aren't formed but under pressure, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you gotta put some pressure on yourself in order to create something great.
You have to.
You also have to pick and choose.
True.
The battles.
You
that
can't
you're gonna
say
put
yes to
yourself
everything,
into.
right?
Right. Yeah. Because you're gonna be so overextended that you got to choose which ones are gonna actually be beneficial. But at the same time, you only learn from your mistakes. You know what I mean? So.
And I feel like I've kind of been born into a very blessed situation where it's like, my family wasn't by any means poor or anything like that. Where it's like a lot of people, they don't get to choose when to suffer.
Right.
They're just going to suffer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have to either drag themselves out of it or they're going to be stuck in it forever. Whereas like with me, I get to be patient. I have my safety net and I get to pick and choose. Like right now, if I wanted to settle down, I feel like I have the means, I have the team to live a good life for the rest of my life and probably not have to work anymore and just be chill. So
in your 20s, that's pretty fucking good, man.
I mean, it wouldn't be an amazing life, but it's possible. It'd be a very humble life. But I feel like now it's like, okay, if I don't choose to suffer, there's a kid out there. There's somebody else out there that's coming. Yeah. He's gonna take it all from under me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that go their entire life without, they hit their, they're chasing that retirement, right? And it's like 60, 70, sometimes even and further than that, and they never really get to that point. And to be able to like it'll be humble, but like you're at a point now like you could coast if you wanted to and live a humble life.
Right.
Dude, that says a lot. That says a lot about your work ethic, especially at 23 years old.
But I can also tell that that's not your character, is to stop or slow down. It doesn't seem like that's very much you, right?
Never.
Yeah.
No.
So Michael mentioned that you had multiple businesses going. Like, what all do you have other than, funny family videos and smoking spring rolls?
Well, I actually haven't been making content now for the longest time.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I remember when I first met Michael, I met him as talent. And I was like, yo, like, I want to learn business. And he told me from the beginning, he was like, yo, you're either going to be talent or you're going to be on the management side. Pick one. And I was like, bro, like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm not gonna pick one, bro. Like, don't put your limitations on me.
Anything.
I'm talented. And over the last 3 years, I've started to kind of understand why. Right? I thought I was being smart and doing everything, but I was just kind of like so spread thin, right? And I was trying to keep my content up, but then I was also having my obligations as a businessman, and I was just kind of half-assing both, and both weren't popping off. But I kind of called that like, that was my chaos period.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to control it a little bit, and with the right team, with the right organization structure, I can do both. So fuck you, Michael. Watch this. I'm gonna do both.
I like seeing those videos where y'all are all together, or even you at the airport promoting the brand, or like even the pictures behind the scenes. What do you think? What's your next step? Where do you think you're going to jump off from this point? Like, I mean, from like representing your brands, opening up businesses. Like, what do you hope for the future?
That is a very open-ended question. Mm-hmm. I would say each brand that I've created it's kind of like a baby, kind of like a child, right? So it's like, in the last couple of years, I feel like I try to like force things a certain way. It has to follow my vision, whatever, right? But it's more like, I know my vision and it's going to be a part of it, but you kind of got to let the brand take off on its own. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to say like whatever the next step is for a business, but I know that each one, like say for example, my social media, I know what the next step I have to take is dishing out content. I have no idea where it's going to go. I know what I have to do for Ampersand and their team. Like, I don't know where they're going to go with it. And then same with the rest of our concepts. Like, I feel like each one of them have like their own like separate teams. Like, for example, Mary is a part of Eclipse. This is no longer just what is my next step. It's like, what is our next step together? You know what I mean? Like, I can't do this without my team. I can't do this without Michael. I can't do this without Mary. So whatever it is, I just know that whatever step we're going to make is going to benefit all of us, and we're going to take it together.
I will say, I'm extremely jealous of your whole crew. Like, all of you getting together. Like, I love being around people, and I like being around like-minded people. It's something that I've always like thrive in that kind of environment. And I see y'all in these videos, and these pictures, and all of you are like, obviously you're all different, right? Everyone's going to be different. That's what you bring, your kind of complexities to the table. But people to have that kind of like sit down, like I saw a video of you and like some other guys like whiteboarding some stuff in some office or something like that. I'm like, that's the life I want to live. I'm much older, so maybe someday. But like, that is so legit. Like, to just be able to sit down, whiteboard some shit, brainstorm, execute, and then move forward and kind of like pivot along the way. But like, I love that y'all have such a cool, cohesive group, and I'm sure it's not always that way, but to be able to do the things that you want to do and really run with them, it's pretty fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, he already said that Michael didn't want him to be talent. He was either talent or management, so...
Michael was just jealous of the talent. He's like, you got to pick one because, that's what it is.
This man could straight up be a model. Like, you don't need to...
Wait a second.
I'm a talented businessman. See? Both. Boom.
Didn't you model a little bit, though? Was that what?
I wouldn't count it.
But I believe
this man has an 8-pack.
I believe whenever I was looking in, like doing a little research on you, I saw that not only were you a football star at Martin High School, but you were also you got into modeling as well for a brief period, right? You were represented.
Where did you find him? Right? Are you on OnlyFans too?
No. So there is like it was weird. I don't know if do you Google yourself that much?
No.
So you pop up under this like, it's kind of like Instagram famous or TikTok famous like birthdays, like like famous influencer birthdays and stuff, right. And it has a short bio on there. And I was hoping there was a Wikipedia page on you.
Who puts that stuff together? If you don't even know it's there, who puts that stuff together?
I have no idea.
Let me. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Y'all keep talking.
I will say that whenever I Googled your name, because I was trying to like find, I don't know, the quickest way to get to your Instagram like an idiot. But like I Googled your name, and on the right it popped up, and it looked like a black and white mugshot or something like that. I was like, where's this picture coming from?
Hang on, it's you were under famous birthdays. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna read just a little bit of about.
They reached out
for like an interview. I just never.
So about you, TikTok star known for creating videos with friends and family. He has earned more than 1.4 million followers on his Peter Bowie with 3 eyes account. He has been managed by Eclipse Management professionally as a model. That's where I got the model aspect right there, right? Ooh. And hang on. Let's get before his fame, he launched his account in 2019. He also posted a YouTube video of the graduation speech that same year. Now, if you want some trivia, His TikToks have featured artists including Wiz Khalifa and Kanye West. He has gained over 70,000 followers on his Peter Bowie Instagram account. A popular TikTok featuring his family reacting to scary filter, and has earned over 7 million views. Family life: his father, mother, and sister appear in his social media posts. You're associated with. He appeared in a reaction video by Justin Bieber about TikTok lip sync to the song "Peaches."
My brother was a part of that as well.
Does that cover everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all true.
Well, what's the deal with Wiz Khalifa and
wouldn't say so.
Kanye?
I think I just use their sound.
Oh, okay.
You know, I've never met these guys in my life. I probably just use their sound. Actually, Kanye's marketing team had reached out to us for like to use their sound or to use a song in a video. We got paid for it, so
Wow.
maybe that's what they're talking about.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
essentially you're working with them and
Yeah,
you kind
no,
of do that kind
I'm
of
not
stuff.
a model. Come on, guys.
but the fact
Let's be
that
real,
the
man.
fact that he ended up on famous people's birthdays, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool stuff.
Man,
Look
come
at
on.
you.
You're a handsome
Whatever.
man.
I should have wore something nicer. What am I doing tonight?
I feel like it's
I'm
like
sorry.
I'll say
I'm
this
sorry I
like
let you
whenever
down.
Danny was here, I was like, oh, I gotta iron my shirt. I gotta look nice. Like and tonight I'm like, okay, yeah. What shoes am I gonna wear? Like, what are you? You wearing Hokas? Are you a shoe man? You don't like
Michael bought me these. Oh
Yeah?
wait, no, Matthew bought me these.
Are those your running shoes?
Yeah,
Are you
I-
part of the ampersand running team, running club?
I don't know if I would say I'm a part of the community for sure,
Yeah.
but those guys are crazy. I just try to join them as much as possible. They be running in the rain and stuff.
Dude, I had to run I had to run Saturday. I had to run a little bit, do a sprint.
Yeah.
I sprinted, and I quickly realized, Michael, I'm gonna have to join you at some point and start running because my God, I was so out of breath.
They do more than a block. You know that, right? Like
Starting small, I'll do a block, and then we'll keep growing. Okay.
he'll go
Y'all-
back,
y'all
have a
gotta come.
coffee, and wait for you to end.
Hey, y'all did great. Good job.
He'll cheer you on.
I'll applaud.
It's actually nothing like y'all think it would be. Like, so they had already been doing the whole running thing for the longest time, and then he convinced me to sign up for like a half, like Cowtown or something like that,
Yeah.
half marathon.
No way.
I'm like, bro, like I'm a dust you old man. Like, you know what I mean? No training needed. So I was
A half marathon, no training needed. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I was coming off of a bender again. It's becoming a recurring thing.
That's what happens when you're young, man. I'm saying.
You know, I say I'm just a social drinker. I only drink when I work. But it's becoming a weekly thing.
But when you're a social animal, like that's all you end up doing. You
I
know
think
what
I've become accidentally like an alcoholic. You know,
you're alcoholic if you admit it.
But still,
I'm not an
Or if you're
alcoholic.
social
That's
drinker.
right.
If
Social
you're drinking by
drinker.
yourself before it's noon o'clock, yeah. Before it's noon, before it's 12 o'clock, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
I think you just need your brand is growing, man. So you just got to keep that thing going.
just need some fuel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you meet the crew? Like, how did you meet everybody?
The crew. I'm gonna be honest. These are probably like perfect two people to join me today. Two of the most inspiring people in my life right now. It's let's start with Michael, but no weird shit, no glazing. Michael, keep your dick in your pants. I feel like it was destiny for us to meet, right? So Michael dropped his concept ampersand. I don't know, like 6-7 years ago. When I was like 15 years old, right? So kind of same thing I'm doing now. Michael used to do back then.
Yeah.
But it was towards the end of his career. He was transitioning to an owner. He wasn't really a promoter anymore. So he was at this point where he would hire sub-promoters to promote for the club. And he happened to, at the time, the Lambdas were like the coolest. What?
Over there at Wesleyan?
Over there at UTA.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and he would hire them to do his college Thursdays at Ampersand. Now, me as a high schooler, I would get a fade at their frat house every Friday. I just happened to meet one of the barbers, and he would fade my hair every Friday. And every Friday, I would come in for a haircut, and all they would talk about is, bro, last night was so crazy. We met Timothy DeLaGhetto. All the Asian girls are here, this and that. And, you know, I'd be like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all throw parties for a living? Yeah, bro. Like, we make money throwing parties at this club called Ampersand. I'm like, man, like, I'm 15 years old. I'm like, what's Ampersand? That sounds so like, who names a club Ampersand, you know? And they're like, well, Ampersand during the day is a coffee shop, and at night it's a club. I'm 15 years old. That's the craziest thing that I've ever heard in my life.
Those things don't mix.
Right. And they were also one of the first, like dual concepts here or anywhere, whatever. And I was like, yo, that's insane. And me and my barber would just, you know how barber talks are, we would just always talk shit every time I come through. And we're like, yo, one day we're going to open up our own dual concept like that too. It's going to be a barbershop in the front. You're going to run the barbershop. I'll run the club in the back. And we're gonna do the same thing. And we're like, okay, let's think of a name for it, right? Day and night, day concept, and then barber. We're like, what about Eclipse? Eclipse Barbershop. Right? Day and night, Eclipse. Like barber clips. Yeah. And we would just always talk shit when I was like 15. And then he ended up moving to California. Right? But that concept of like a day and night concept just always stuck with me while I was in high school. I was pushed away because I was supposed to be a doctor. But if I ever were to pursue entrepreneurship, I would want a dual concept. Yeah. Fast forward to now. After the whole social media thing kicked off, I got a deal with to do an event. Never considered that ever. But I used to throw parties in high school, probably influenced by the Lambdas, and Lambdas probably influenced by him. So I got the opportunity to throw an event. The first venue didn't work out, and somebody connected me with Michael. Keep in mind this I've never even thought about Eclipse for the last like 6-7 years of my life, whatever. And when Michael kind of booked me at Ampersand for the first time, I asked him. I was just a curious kid. I was like, how much money are you guys making off of this? How does this work? How does this game work? Like, how can I get into the business side? Like, I don't want to be a TikToker. I don't. This isn't it for me. He was like, okay, like I'll teach you. Like, think of a name. Think of a name for yourself. And for some reason, I was just like, maybe my subconscious or something. I was like, Eclipse. And a year later, after like a year of working with Michael, doing all these events, my barber moves back from California. His name's James. He comes to our event at Ampersand. He starts shaking me. Bro, what the hell wrong with you? You did it, bro. Like, this is Ampersand. I was like, what does that even mean? He's like, this is the club I told you about when you were a kid. Like, this is it. We used to work for Michael. And I was like, huh. Like,
full circle.
Isn't that kind of weird? Like a full circle moment. This dude was mentoring me before he ever met me, before I ever met him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If I recall, Michael said that he put your ass to the fire on that first time that he was.
Oh, such an asshole. Such an asshole. Yeah? Yeah, I probably hated him for like the first 4 months I met him. Well, first of all, he was just like me. And, seeing that for the first time, it's really weird.
I don't like this.
Yeah, like, it's just weird. It's a reflection of everything you're about. And he's all competitive. He's challenging me. I'm like, I don't like that, But, yeah, he gave me like 3 days to do an event. I'm like, fuck you. Watch this,
Yeah, you proved him wrong.
Yeah, but I realized over time, like, this dude actually cares about me. Yeah. And it freaked me the fuck out, man. Like, he would just keep on doing moves that wouldn't make sense to me. I was so used to, like, I grew up Vietnamese, and, like, how people do business, it's transactional. There's nothing wrong with being transactional. But I was just expecting that. When somebody helped me, I'd be like, okay, what do they want from me? Mm-hmm. Somebody offered like, before Michael, there was 10 other people, like, trying to take credit for what I did in my life. Like, I was doing business way before all this, So, like, they're always like, hey, like, I want to mentor you. But I know what you want out of me. You want to claim credit for what I do? Like, fuck you. But this dude, Michael, he just kept helping me. And each time I would offer him something, he would turn it down. Yeah. And I remember I was even telling my partners at the time, like, watch out for this one.
He doesn't want
He's
nothing.
A snake.
There's something wrong.
He's looking for the big prize. You know what I mean?
So that first time was like a leap of faith. It was just like...
Yeah, honestly. Like, I can't explain it. Everything just lined up at the perfect time. And, like, I even remember, like, that night there was, like, an eclipse. Like, I was just like, what? Like, it's the strangest thing. Like, I can't explain it.
That's crazy. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in, like I said, it was written.
Like
I mean,
fate?
do you believe in fate? Like,
and fate.
Do you think that things happen for a reason? Do you think that things were placed in front of you for, like, again, when you were in school, COVID happened, it stopped you from having to drop out of school.
Right.
It gave you the other option if you wanted to pursue it.
Yeah.
It just like
100%. But COVID happened to all of us.
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends on how you took it, though.
I think that you have your opportunities, right? Like, you could either look at it as like I'm granted this opportunity to pursue what I've been thinking in the back of my mind, or you could suppress it and be like, no, that's not it. I'm meant to go be a doctor or whatever.
Right.
You have that decision, and I believe in that kind of predestination, and in a sense, like there's opportunities that the universe just gives you, and it's up to you to actually recognize it and have that mindset of like, all right, there's too many factors that are pointing in this direction. I need to go pursue this.
Right.
Because I mean, you could have gone a completely different route, right?
For sure.
And done the whole, and we'd be talking to Dr. Peter here instead of
Maybe I would have been better off, but
Doubt it.
Wouldn't have been as entertaining.
I think there's a lot of people. I think what you said, Tim, was right on. I feel like a lot of people, predestined or not, like these opportunities come out, and some people just don't want to see them, or don't see them, or just skip right over.
I don't think you're like predestined. I think like there's opportunities that are predestined for you,
right.
And it's up to you to like choose those.
Yeah, it's like a 50-50 deal, right? Yeah. Like, are you going to make the decision to do what you want to do, what you feel like is going to be best for you in your future and life and family's life, right? And it sounds like, despite COVID happening to everybody, right, you still took something that was a situation that you could only deal with, and you went a whole other direction with it, and it seems to be working out in your favor, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to trigger a lot of people, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I feel like people don't like hearing that, like, it didn't happen by, like, oh, this guy just has something that I didn't. Or this guy. Point I'm trying to make is I feel like as much as everything lined up, I also have the humility to say that nothing that I did, like, is that special. Every action, every step that I take is replicable, and anybody can do it, right? But then at the same time, I kind of have to also respect myself and respect the actions that I've taken in my life to say that people didn't make the same choices that I did. So it's like, I guess that's what makes me special. But it's also, I got to know that, like, this path that I've taken, a lot of people could take it as well. So it's like, don't get cocky.
I mean, you put that work in. You put that work in.
Yeah.
That's what it is. At the end of the day, if you have that path in front of you, either you work on it, or you don't, and you fail. That's what it is.
Yeah, but taking action is the hardest part. People talk, people think,
true.
people have some of the best concept and best ideas that'll never come into fruition because they're too scared to take the action or execute, and you are not. And so you're right, and that's a very humble and nice thing to say. However, bullshit, because you're actually doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so people, maybe some of that stuff, you know, others could do, but they're not. And so that's the whole point, right? I don't know.
So you touched on something earlier and said K-pop division.
Rolling way back.
I want to roll back way back because we actually had somebody comment earlier.
Yeah.
What is it? What is this K-pop division?
K-pop division.
Like what's going on with that?
Something I thought I would never be involved in 1,000 years. We have Mary here, lovely Mary, and she was an intern with us. I would say she was like my first official intern that didn't have anybody stick their neck out for her. Turned in a resume, like really put herself out there. Like, not to bash on her, but this girl didn't have any friends. She was the least likely prospect, like, to go through this. And I just kind of watched this girl, like, grind her way from the bottom to the top. And keep in mind that when joining a startup, like as much as she started from the bottom, I was the worst leader ever. Like, I didn't know how to sandwich. Y'all know what sandwiching is, by the way?
It's good, like, bad, good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
See,
I know that.
That's where y'all's experience are coming in. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I would just straight up say, and then my employees would just start crying. I was like, I don't understand. I don't get it. But yeah, she put up with it for the last 3 years. And then one day, she was like, she had basically, after learning the system, she was like, yo, like, I want to try something. I feel like a K-pop after party would go crazy. Me being the awful boss that I was. K-pop after party? What the hell is a K-pop after party? And she did her first one, and it did, I guess this is the inspiring part. It did okay. It didn't do as crazy as it did. And I wasn't as supportive as I should have been, but she still had the courage to be like, can I try it again? Like, she made her case. She said, yo, like, the first time, this is what happened. This is what I can improve on. I want to try this again. Probably one of the first times, she probably looked me in my eyes and was like, you know, challenged me. And I'm like, okay, go for it. Pops the fuck off. The craziest thing that I've ever seen. Like, imagine, like, 500 people doing the same choreography. Like I don't know how to explain K-pop.
What?
Dude, it's weird. I've got a coworker who's so into K-pop, and I don't know what her group is. I'm sorry, I would tell you if I did. But she has this one group that she follows, and like, so K-pop were like they released, this one group released like a very limited number of actual vinyl records.
Yeah.
But each record had like special things inside of it, and then like they have like trading cards. I mean, it's all this other stuff. The K-pop groups all live together in a house. Yeah. Like, it's like reality TV.
Yeah.
It is the craziest thing. But it has this, I didn't realize it had such a huge following here in the United States.
Oh, for sure.
And, I mean, selling out these, you know, big, you know, arenas and all that stuff. And she showed me some of the choreography. And some of the, you know, stuff that I'm like blown away by.
I remember when there was some K-pop group that was performing downtown. I want to say it was the convention center. It wasn't even but like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. It wasn't that long ago. And downtown was packed, like crazy packed with people, girls with like, you know, little outfits and things like that all over downtown. I'm like, this shit is a big deal. And I feel like the biggest correlation is like Swifties and like how like diehard they are. You've got K-pop fans that are just like, that is what they love, and they are going to go all in. So I'm glad it worked out the second time, because I feel like that's a huge untapped market.
I feel like there's probably like a K-pop fight club though. Like, where the people that love this group and the people that love this group would get together and actually battle each other.
She's saying yes. She's writing down your idea.
Like, I'm telling you, like, you could you know, start some sort of boxing club on that.
For sure.
That's awesome.
One of the things that I always think about when so at first I was a hater. I'm sorry, but I was a hater. But now when I kind of go to her K-pop events, I look out in the crowd, and I just kind of think to myself, like, do you know how much work it takes to like learn this choreography, to learn each song?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, nobody in the crowd is Korean, not a soul. Yeah. And they know it word by word.
Yeah.
And can you just imagine them practicing this with no outlet to ever let it out? You know what I mean?
And then you throw an event.
These are kids that would never go to the club ever.
Yeah.
They probably would feel like they never fit in. They never have a community where they could truly be themselves.
Yeah.
And Mary single-handedly created that.
That's awesome.
That's pretty badass.
I think that's insane.
I don't think you could do like a full-on just like a club that's dedicated to K-pop. Like, I don't know how well that would do, but doing these events sound, like you said, like it just gives you that outlet, and like these pop-ups and stuff. I mean, it's a really cool kind of way to market something that obviously Mary is passionate about, and then kind of build off of that.
Well, I think Anime Frontier, whenever they were here the past 2 years, had an event at what's that one over there? I'm sorry, dude.
You're doing really good.
Kambui, the place you used to watch metal bands perform. Originally,
yeah.
They had 2 nights where they had a K-pop night, and they would shuttle people from the convention center over to the Ridgely.
Yeah.
And even at Dickey's Arena, they had a couple of K-pop groups perform over there.
Yeah, they kill, man. They really do.
Yeah.
But I think that it's awesome that she's able to do that, and I think it's awesome that you learned that you probably don't always know what's right? Like, because that's a hard thing to do, especially as like a manager or a leader.
That was my sister, by the way, who was like, K-pop! Because that's one thing she loves. She loves K-pop and she loves Korean dramas. Like that's her thing. She loves it.
Nice. I feel like, you know, we've learned that a lot in this group, just between the three of us. We've been doing this for like 4 years now. Is the three of us, even though we've known each other for 20, 30 years, we are very different, if you haven't been able to tell so far. The three of us have very little in common, and we've had to figure out, like, his idea might suck, but yours is great, and mine might be good next time, and like trying to figure out like what works. And it's hard because you automatically want to go, well, my idea is definitely better, you fool, right? But like you got to figure out how to collaborate and sometimes like step back and see if they can take off with it, right?
I can't like sometimes I'm like I can't believe I'm wrong right now.
And then sometimes you have to just,
It like destroys my identity. I'm
Do
like,
you still lose sleep that it did so well? You're like, I can't believe she did it.
what? It doesn't make sense.
Why didn't I think of this?
I just have to see it for yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. I don't understand it one bit.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Whenever you started getting into like doing the videos and all that stuff and doing the content, were you discouraged by the negative comments that you would get, or did you just like this is just fuel to it? And
Not at all. I wish there was more.
kind of embrace
Gas 'em
that
up.
whole
Gas
troll
'em up.
style, you know? And
I think that's where I'm gonna have to bring it back to shout out Coach Sharon from Martin Football. But I really respond well to like a negative feedback loop. I always tell Michael, because Michael's so supportive, man. Like he's such a sweet guy. I'm like, Michael,
tell me
stop
how
that
I
shit,
suck,
bro.
Tell me how I suck.
I'm like, bro, text me right now and tell me I'm not enough. Like,
Tell me I'm dirt.
yeah, tell me I suck. Tell me I need to work harder. He's like, okay. He tells me that. I'm like, yo, like that's exactly how I responded. That's just how my coaching style was back then. Like they'd always get in my face and say, oh, like you don't got this, you don't got that, and that's just how I respond. And the hardest thing was realizing that other people don't respond that way.
Oh, yeah.
Talking shit to
Most people do not. Yeah.
Oh my god! Like trying to encourage people that like need encouragement and actual support and not shit talk. Oh my god,
Bro, I love that positive
affirmation.
Affirmations. There you go,
I love
buddy.
that shit.
Really?
I don't like the word, but I love that shit. Like that's why I fail, because my dad never tells me that. He never tells me like, "Oh, good work, son. You're doing great." He's like, "What the fuck? Where's this? Where's this going?"
Yeah, you do
like
great working for his dad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
that's how my
shit.
parents are. I love it.
Oh my
I had to
God.
learn how to not like do the sandwiching technique whenever I was training people, because I would flat out be like, "What were you thinking? You know, why did you do this?" And some people respond great with that, and some people love it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking that," and other people take that as like, "Oh my gosh, you hate me," and they start crying, and then you feel bad because you made someone cry, and I'm
Right.
like, man.
You realize that people are just different people, right? You
Dude,
got to learn
and
personality styles. You
it's-
got to like
it's
figure
hard,
out
man.
how they can be coached properly, and
Yeah.
so you got to kind of transform depending on how many people you're kind of like leading or coaching to be like different with each person, right? It's a whole thing.
Dude, I did a whole year. Like we had a whole year of like teaching styles at work, like how to teach to certain teaching styles and like instruct people and like to personalities and stuff. That was one of the most difficult
It's
things,
hard
because I mean, and then being able to recognize like how you flourish and how you flourish are two totally different things.
Yeah.
And then having to pivot and adjust to that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I don't like it.
So, how many business? So, what all do you have right now? Like brand names? Where could people find them on social media and all that kind of stuff? What all do you have out there?
Currently, I don't want to speak on too many of them because I am like a silent partner in
Okay,
some of them.
well
Like,
then you could be silent on
like,
those.
just
Give
and-
the ones that you are
Yeah.
that you're not a silent partner
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, so I'll plug in my families, right? So we have Cache Nail Lounge, which is a nail salon maybe 10 minutes from here. We have Peter's Chicken, which is a chicken joint, not too
Nice.
far from here. And then last one we'll shout out is Eclipse Group.
Hell yeah.
Which is I still don't know what Eclipse Group is, but I know I'm very passionate about it.
It can ever be evolving. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it doesn't have
Like
to
a
be
collective.
one thing.
I
You
think
know?
we're actually thinking about naming it that, but it's an everything company.
Yeah.
And I think I'm okay with that. At first, I was just like, I got to find a niche. I got to figure out what this is. But I think our branding is the fact that we don't care and we're okay with being in the gray area.
Mhm.
And Eclipse produces concepts. That's all it is. We're a collective of people that produces concepts like our K-pop concept, our dance concept, our R&B concept. And we're okay with being like behind the scenes. We don't really need the credit for what we do, and all we want to do is build and bridge communities. Yeah. Like that's all it is. Like I don't know how to explain what it is that we do.
And you don't have to. I feel like so much of your conversation has been like things that have happened organically throughout your time. Who knows? Like 5 years from now, you could be doing 12 different things, and it's like, this thing works. I love this thing. Why don't we really focus on this thing? You know, you never know.
And I'm over here just thinking about Peter's Chicken.
His head is like, I
I'm
need
like,
to go get chicken.
Chicken?
Like,
Sounds good. All right, I'm down.
Awesome, man.
You get me, bro. You really do.
He gets the chicken.
I get the chicken. Yeah, you talk about food. I'm down for it. Before we end, I wanted to get everybody's reaction. This has actually been, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but have you heard about the Thomas Jefferson University incident?
No.
So during their graduation, someone was reading names and butchered them horribly. So I want to get everybody's reaction.
Recent? Because it is like graduation
Yeah, within
season.
within the past few weeks.
Okay.
So I want to get people's reactions to this.
Are you going to play audio?
I'm going to play audio.
Okay.
We're going to get your reaction. And here it goes. Oh, hang on. I messed that up.
Is it a video or is it a...
It's a TikTok, but that doesn't matter.
You're just doing audio.
Yeah, let me get the volume.
While you're
up on
doing this, I'm Googling Peter's Chicken right now.
Ooh, that looks good.
Is it Peter's Chicken Burgers, Wings, and Seafood?
That's the one. It's
Nice.
actually Peter's Burger Wing with no S.
Burger, wing,
No
and
S
seafood.
and seafood. Yeah.
That shit looks bomb, man.
Yeah. We're working on it. It'll probably be ready in like a year.
Here, let me refresh this real
Okay.
quick.
All right.
Sorry about that.
And your dad runs that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
Okay,
So he also
it's
doesn't
loading
hone
here.
into one thing. He's like, I want this restaurant to make all of these things.
I don't know what my dad does. But I support him.
Efuni Batista Santos.
Okay, so what do you think she's saying?
Afuni. I mean, Santos was pretty clear, but Afuni?
That was Stephanie Batista Santos.
How is she butchering this so bad?
Or they can't hear it. They can't hear it.
Jessica Lynn Bower.
Masuku.
I'm going to have to say Nigerian descent.
That was Jessica Lynn Bauer.
How is she butchering these so bad?
Sayer Uvun Jinju Brinon.
Sarah Jane Brennan.
Sarah Virginia Brennan.
Oh, that was good.
I thought he was
How
going
did
to say
you get
vagina
that?
for a second.
What is
there.
this?
Sarah
Pig
Vagina
Latin?
Brennan.
I think what she's doing. Have y'all ever seen like the dictionaries where
The
they have
phonetic?
like the? Yeah, I feel like she's probably just.
That's
reading
exactly
that.
what she's
Is that What's
doing.
going on?
Yeah.
Tom Multmay.
This is my favorite.
Thomas.
You hear the guy in the back is like, it's Thomas.
It's not that hard.
Hey.
So this lady, like, she decided she didn't need the real spelling and just went with the dictionary phonetic spelling, right? And decided to read everybody's name based off of that. And in fact, it got to a point where they removed her. And then someone else took over and apologized for it.
Imagine spending like $300,000
Because this is university. you
on
said,
the
yeah?
university.
Thomas, I don't know if Thomas. I'm assuming Thomas Jefferson University is
Okay.
a private. It sounds
Either
maybe
way, it's
private.
college,
Yeah, it's
right?
college.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
and,
college.
and like your parents are there, they had to fly out of town.
Yeah.
You know, to watch you graduate, walk the stage, and you're like, they're gonna say my name, and she just like butchers the shit out of it. And like, do you expect anything? Like, bro, like, give me money back. Like, I wanted to walk, and now I'm a meme. Like,
Did they reset and do their names over again?
No, they just like started from
This is
wherever
like
they were
a
at.
real life Key and Peele sketch.
It is.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron's.
Present.
It is 100% like we are living in that world where a sketch has become reality.
It's what funny when I saw it's like, you guys reading? He's like, shithead. It's like, it's pronounced Shatheed. It's like, oh, God damn. Bro, it's like,
I just wanted to get you. I've been holding on to that one because I wanted to bring it up a couple of episodes ago, and I was like, man, it just never worked out. And then I'm like, you know what?
That was
Let's
good.
get a reaction to this.
Peter, how pissed would you be? You're a doc- let's say your past has changed. You're a doctor. You're walking the stage, and she's singing "Pay to or." Like, I'll be fucking pissed. I'd be like, "Oh, girl."
I snatched the mic.
Your parents just be like, "Hey, fuck this!" They run up on the
Actually-
stage. Your mom will run up there and slap the back of her head so hard,
My parents already struggle like with English, man. You all got to do all that. Like, no,
bro.
no,
Man.
sir.
That's fucked up.
No, sir.
Man. Well, thanks for sharing that, Tim.
Yeah, I just
That
wanted.
was
To, I
really
just wanted to
funny.
end this with something kind of funny to put in there.
One more thing. What are you
There it
watching
is.
right now?
What am I
What are you
watching?
watching? What are you watching?
Do
Like,
you have time to watch anything?
do you have time to watch a show? Like,
I just watched Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, how was that?
That was it.
Coolest shit I ever watched.
Bro.
Really?
That
Coolest shit
series of
ever.
movies are fucking
Yeah.
good, man.
Have you watched the previous ones?
Oh, wait, I
watched-
saw that
I
video.
watched all of them.
I saw that video of y'all
Yeah.
doing the ape walk. Is that what that was? That what that was?
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. But I just kind of viewed it as a metaphor, and it made me like it kind of rewired my brain on religion. But that's a story for another time.
Wow.
But yeah, y'all's chemistry has been great. I kind of been sitting back watching. You guys have been great facilitators for conversation.
I
really.
appreciate that.
Like this guy is
Thank
the
you.
dad that
I'm
kind
the
of brings
daddy.
everybody back in. You never know what this guy is gonna say.
Hell, that's exactly what I am. I'm the wild card.
Yeah, and you could count on this guy to
just
get
rip it
us
back in.
away from.
He's very business savvy.
Yeah,
Away from the bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course.
He's an educated man.
Yeah.
He has the master's degree. And
No, I do not.
Sorry.
Starting next year.
Working on it.
Yeah. Well, Peter, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you
This
guys
has
for
been
having me.
so much fun.
This is-
really appreciate you. Again, if you want to plug anything, shout anything else out, this would be the time.
Actually, where can people find you?
Peter Bowie, Peterbui.
You can Google him. You can find all sorts of crazy stuff out there for him.
Please don't, please, guys. I'm a better person now. Leave me alone. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. Thank you all for hanging out with us on YouTube in the first 30.
Hold on. The outro, guys. Please.
Oh yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna-
yeah, yeah.
you're gonna be in
okay,
it.
Okay, and you're the last one, okay? And I'm Peter,
And then what?
and we are
Funky
the
Panther?
Funky Panther.
All right, bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you may continue.
Okay,
Hell
thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for the permission, Peter. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. If you don't already do so, please make sure you follow The Funky Panther at The Funky Panther on all things social media and thefunkypanther.com. You can also call, text, leave us a voicemail, 817-677-0408. 817-677-0408. Now, ready for the outro? Stay good, everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
I'm Tim.
I'm Peter, and
we
we
are
are the Funky Panther.
Nailed it.
That's what America's about,
That's
y'all.
right, baby.